everybody, and welcome to Joker's Wildside Corner. I am Lobo,
I'm Jax.
and today we got a big show to be with you. There's a lot of news going on in the NFL and some wrestling. What's so funny?
You said big show.
Did I say big show?
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Well, that too. There's the big show, aka Paul White. But we have a big show here today. First of all, how you doing, brother?
Doing good. Pumping out candy. Got a little candy sales going on here tomorrow and the next day. Really excited. Just gonna go out and share the love.
There you go. Yeah, you've been working on that for a few weeks now, trying to get that all ready for this weekend.
Past 2 weeks I've been hauling, yeah.
Yeah. So, anybody in the Utah area, Salt Lake specifically, where are you going to be at?
Salt Lake Buddhist Temple.
There you go.
211 North, 100 East.
Mm-hmm.
Doors open from 11 to 4 on Saturday and I think 11 to 3 on Sunday.
Gotcha. Perfect. So if you're in the Salt Lake area, go visit him there, buy some candy. It is very good. I've had some of your turtles. Delicious. I kind of want to try your other ones now.
Oh, yeah.
The other stuff.
No, whatever I have extra, don't worry. I'm going to be pushing your way.
Nice.
There's also going to be other businesses there. It is a boutique, so there's, I think, upwards of 40 different tables.
Ooh,
so it's quite a busy place. I really enjoyed it. I've been doing it the last 2 years. Really fun.
Nice. Well, that's a little promotion here for that. Hopefully, some people from here, if you do see it here and you see them out there in the boutique, shout them out where you found them. This will be great for us. Make us feel like that we're actually reaching some people. It's still brand new in our channel, but any positive feedback is good. Let's just jump right into it. Last night's game, I don't know how much you saw it. It was a very good game.
No, I did not watch any of the Ravens versus the Bengals, and I knew that this was going to be a good match.
Yeah, we talked about it on Monday.
And my days are so messed up that I didn't even realize that it was Thursday night football.
Jesus. It's all the candy making. You've been really prepping on that, like we talked about. But it was a great game. Ravens obviously destroyed Bengals at the end of it, 34-20, for multiple reasons. One, and the biggest news that came out of the game is Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow tore a ligament in his forearm or hand, and he's out for the season.
Yikes.
Yeah, and we've seen it without him. That team is very mid to low. That sucks. So it looks like the Bengals season is pretty over, even though right now they're tied for. Oh no, they're not. They lost. They're in last place of their division, but close enough to make it interesting. But it looks like their season's over with this injury. During the game, his hand swelled up quite.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he could not throw the ball well. They showed videos him in the line in the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
He could not. So
couldn't get it off.
And it was because it was a torn ligament. We thought it was broken during the game, but torn ligament, out for the season. Other bad news that came out of that, it was Ravens tight end Mark Andrews injured his ankle in one play. I think he was going up for a block. I may be wrong on that, but they hit him low and sideways, and you could see that twist. Bad injury, but he's also out for the season. And with him out, their running game's going to suffer, and their passing game possibly will suffer as well.
Man, I had the Ravens going pretty freaking far, but if they're losing out a big gun, then my hope for the Ravens has gone down by just a few points. If they can pull through this, then I will appreciate how much drive the Ravens can get.
Yeah. I think they could still go pretty far, but without that weapon, it's going to be tough. Especially that angle. He's out for the season. He will not be coming back. Maybe if they make it to the Super Bowl, but I doubt it. But regardless, great win for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson was running all over them. I can't say anything good more than that, really is. I only saw parts of the game as I was also doing some other stuff, cooking and some other stuff, getting ready for my weekend. But it's sad to see two great players injured in the same game and unfortunately out for the season. how they're going to do the rest of it. I'm going to pop it up real quick. The Ravens have the Chargers, the Rams, the Jaguars, the 49ers, the Dolphins, and the Steelers left.
They got a pretty stacked card against them.
Especially the last 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
They got the 49ers, Dolphins, and Steelers, and Jags. So the last 4 games, they have a tough ending here. The Bengals, let me pull this up real quick. So without Joe Burrow, they had to face the Steelers, the Jags, the Colts, the Vikings, the Steelers, the Chiefs, and the Browns. Jeez, also a tough schedule.
Pretty stacked.
Yeah. So it looks like I think the Ravens will be better off, obviously, because it's Bengals are missing their main star now.
Oh, yeah. No, the Ravens definitely could, put somebody in, new tight end.
Yeah.
But Bengals are going to have a struggle for sure, unless they also have the secret rookie that's just been waiting to get out, but he was hit with anxiety tonight or something.
Yeah,
last night.
I doubt it. I really doubt it. But regardless, we wish them a speedy recovery to both of them. Now let's move on to this weekend's games for preview of Week 11. We got a lot of big games. We're going to go over them real quick. We got the Raiders, Dolphins. We got the Steelers, Browns, Cardinals, Texans, Titans, Jaguars, Cowboys, Panthers, Bears, Lions, Chargers, Packers, the Giants and Washington Commanders, the Buccaneers versus the 49ers, Seattle versus the Rams, Vikings, Broncos, and then Monday night we got, I think, the game of the week, Eagles, Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of storylines here going on. Let's start off with the first game I mentioned, my team. I don't think I have the Raiders on today, but it's the Raiders versus the Dolphins. The Raiders are 5-5, and with their interim head coach, they're 2-0, and Miami is 6-3 with that crazy offense. The speed. What do you see here?
Well, I had the Raiders, even with the new coach, pegged as a loss for their last game. Honestly.
Oh.
But the Dolphins, I don't know. It's the Dolphins. Remember back to week 2 when they were almost 70 points?
Yeah.
They were 70 points?
Against the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. It's in Miami. Oh.
Yikes.
Shoot. Miami is undefeated at home.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. And honestly, I don't think the Raider defense could hang on to this. Probably what's going to be a shootout of a game with the Dolphins and their speed. The only way I see them doing okay with them is sitting back, don't let anything pass you, and let them get everything in front of them and make a tackle.
Yeah.
It's going to be a difficult game for them, and I see the Dolphins winning by about 14 points, to be honest with you.
I see the Dolphins winning. It would be insane if the Raiders won.
Yeah.
But the Raiders would have to pull a hat trick.
Trick out of their ass for sure. I think the Dolphins will take this for sure. You got the Dolphins as well?
I got Dolphins on this.
All right. Steelers Browns in the same division that we just saw last night with the Baltimore and Bengals. They're both 6-3. They're both, I think, coming off a win. Yep, 2 wins. So here we go.
And Steelers won the last game by just a handful of points. I think it was a 3-point difference.
I could pull it up real quick. They won by 4 points.
4 points. 4-point difference.
Close.
So that's, for me, this is a very tough game. As much as I want to say the Steelers, I'm going with Browns.
I agree with you there. I think they split the series here. The Browns will get their comeuppance against the Steelers. Where are they playing? Give me a second. They're playing at, I think, Cleveland, 1.5. Yeah, at Cleveland. Yeah, that crowd will be ruckus. They do not like each other. Obviously, they're in the same division. So I think the dog pound there will have enough juice to give them the victory, rile them up for a victory. So I got Cleveland here as well. Cardinals, Texans. This is no question. The rookie has been playing amazing. I don't think the Cardinals have what it takes. Although I do give Kyler Murray a slash of credit. He plays always really good and gives him a chance to win just by his athleticism. But I think this one they will fall short. Their defense will not be able to keep up with Texans and the rookie. So Texans both ways. Titans, Jags. I see it going that way as well. Titans took a big step back. Let me see where they're playing here.
Titans have been falling farther and farther.
It's in Jacksonville. Jacksonville was undefeated at home. Yeah, I agree. I'm taking Jacksonville. And Titans, yeah, as you said it, something's off this year, and they've been falling back and worse and worse. It sucks because they had very big potential the last few years, and we thought this year was going to be the same. And no, they took a big step back. Next, Cowboys, Panthers. What do we have to say? 1, 2, 3. Cowboys. Panthers fucking suck. I'm not sugarcoating this, man. They stink. Cowboys have great defense and decent offense. I think they run away with this. This is probably going to be close to a 50-0 game. That's what I'm thinking. 15 is.
I don't know. Panthers still get points on the board, but Cowboys have been playing really freaking well this year.
I'll give it more like a 35, 36 to 12, 13. It's not going to be close.
No, it's not going to be close, but I think that Panthers are definitely points on board.
Maybe. Then we got, sorry, I have no trust in the Panthers at all, brother. Now we got an interesting one. Bears, Lions. They're in the same division. They always play each other pretty tough. But Detroit is very, very hot. And Chicago coming off of 2 of 3 wins here. I don't know. I still think Lions are too strong, too fast.
Yeah, Lions are hitting the gate pretty hard. I feel like the Bears might have a little bit of overconfidence coming into this game.
Agreed. And they're putting Justin Fields back on. He's a very hit-or-miss quarterback for the Bears. Sorry, Dylan. He knows. He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
He's like, no, stop, put him back.
No, yeah. I have the Detroit Lions, man. Let's be honest. I think this is going to be not a complete runaway like the Cowboys-Panthers. I think it'll be closer.
It'll definitely be closer.
Yeah.
Bears have been playing better.
Yeah. I think Lions take it by 6, 7 points, 6.5 points. Then we got the Chargers-Packers.
I've lost my faith in the Packers here. They've just also been playing like the Titans. I got the Chargers in this. Chargers surprised me during the Jets game. That's the biggest thing.
Gotcha. I agree. The only thing is I think Packers' offense is slightly better than the Jets, but their defense is not as good. The only thing I have fear of is Chargers will charger it up. In other words, they will fuck it up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm dropping some hard F's here today. I decided to be myself now. F it. I'm gonna throw this one for a loop. I think this will be the tie of the year. There's usually around 1.5 ties a year.
Okay.
Average. I think they tie. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think they end up with the tie here. That'd be so great if I get this right. I could brag forever on that one.
Oh, yeah. Got it on footage and everything.
I know. We got New York and Washington next. Both teams kind of suck. New York slightly better.
Couldn't have said it better.
Sorry, I got Washington. Giants just suck. Giants suck ass. What do you think?
Coming into it, they're both very mid teams. I had more of the Washington Commanders.
I think you're giving too much credit to both of them. But
yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Washington, I think, will do better here. Although I think both teams are punting for next season. I think they're done with this season, trying to survive. We got the Buccaneers and the 49ers next. Buccaneers are 4-5. 49ers obviously are back after that big win this week. Buccaneers play people really tough. Always in their 4-5 record, the point differential is 5 points.
Okay.
So their defense plays them tight, and their offense keeps them in games. But
49ers have their weapons
49ers are a wagon. They come to fight and they destroy, for the most part. They had a few games where they were missing their big tackle, Williams, and that is obviously knowing now a big part of their offensive scheme. I have the 49ers here, unless they get injuries to him again. I think they win big. I think they win by 10 to 15 points here.
All right.
Who you got?
Yeah, I got 49ers. Buccaneers are good, but if the 49ers have all their guns back in their pocket, then I want to see how the 49ers do. This will definitely be a test for the 49ers, see how well they're doing. Buccaneers are going to press them hard.
Yeah.
That's what the 49ers need to show that they are still around and give me a little bit more confidence of why they've been in the top 6 for a while.
Pretty much the whole season except like those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
At least our top 6. Next, we got Seattle and Rams, another team that is in the same division. This one is very easy for me. LA Rams are missing their starting quarterback, so their backup has not been doing it. So I'm 100% calling Seattle.
Me here.
Yeah, they're 6-3. LA Rams are 3-6. Are they playing in LA or? They're playing in LA. Still Seattle. It's not enough to sway me, especially with they don't have a good starting quarterback. So
I also feel like the Eagles have been, or not the Eagles, Seahawks. It's a bird.
Yeah,
leave me alone.
Close enough.
The Seahawks have been playing pretty freaking good, and they've been taking their inches when they have the opportunity to.
I think this is a game where Seattle proves that they're a mid to top tier team. Right now they're on the mid side, but they'll win by about a touchdown or so. Next we got Vikings and the Ponies. Sorry, Broncos. Vikings have been on a hot streak. I think they have 5-game winning streak. Jesus Christ! After starting 1-4, they're doing great. And Broncos have a 2-game winning streak, 3-game winning streak. When they beat the Chiefs, they have beat. Who they beat? The Chiefs. They beat last week. The Jets and the Bears, and they beat the Packers as well.
They also beat the Bills.
They beat the Bills this week. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
They're in a little bit of a hot streak. I think this is where they come down to earth a little bit. They've got lucky with the Bills with some penalties and bad management on that. The Chiefs, I think it was a fluke game as well. I think Vikings will pull off this victory. It'll be a close one, though. I think, let me see, differential 52 there, and Vikings have plus 24. I think Vikings win by a field goal or a little bit more, but it'll be a close game, I think, regardless.
All right.
What do you got?
Well, I'm going to think more conspiracy theorist here. Vikings are on their 5th win. We've had 3 teams come up to their 5th win and lose it.
Oh, you think?
I think there's curse of 23 where nobody can get over 5.
Well, there's
5 straight.
One team that has.
Oh, did they? Which team?
Philly.
I thought Philly lost. Shoot.
I think they went 6-0. Right now, the longest streak, it's 5 on the. 5, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's been 5 winning streaks, so we'll see. So you think the Broncos will take this?
I'm thinking the Broncos are going to take this off of conspiracy.
Okay, off of conspiracy. Either way, it'll be a tight game.
Yeah.
I think the Vikings take it, but I may be wrong.
Vikings have been stomping people out, or a sound mind would say Vikings are taking this. But as the conspiracy theory, I want to see if I can push it out and say Broncos take this.
Gotcha. Okay, that's cool. And now let's go to the last game of this week. That will be Monday night. We'll be probably talking a little bit more about it on Monday, but let's make our picks real quick. Actually, let's talk about it because it's quite a big game. Kansas. Go ahead.
It's pretty substantial or sentimental, one of the words. But it's last year's Super Bowl champs, Eagles and Chiefs.
It was the Super Bowl game, Eagles Chiefs. There's a rematch. for that. It's not for the Super Bowl, unfortunately, but it is a rematch of last year's Super Bowl. Kansas City and Philadelphia. You could put it 1 and 2 or 3 on there, as Philly, I think, is number 1 automatically, and Detroit and Kansas City could be 2 and 3, record wise. Offensive wise, I think Kansas City is a little more potent, but they also have a little bit of better defense, I think. They're both coming off a win. Kansas City just won last week. I don't remember versus who, and Philly has a 3-game winning streak. What do you see? What do we got?
Well, with the Eagles, I've had a lot of weight behind them. I'm thinking a lot with emotion in these next few games, just because, I've seen where they started from this year. Chiefs, they weren't too hot out the gate, but they built that steam back up. Mm-hmm. They have come back to where they are sitting like they used to. Eagles falling off just a little bit.
Gotcha.
For this, I'm going to go with the Eagles. They got some hatred in their eyes trying to get the Super Bowl out.
Speaking of hatred, besides the Super Bowl, this is the Kelsey Brother Bowl again, as the both teams have a Kelsey.
Okay.
Philly has also gone to the extent that on the radio shows, they've cut out anything to do with Taylor Swift. And her music is not playing in Philly this week. It is a little weird and a little bit extra. I agree.
That's funny.
It is funny as hell, though. I have the Eagles personally because Kansas City is in my division, with the Raiders being there. And if they lose, with the Raiders somehow pulling off a victory against Miami, which we don't think will happen. But regardless, if Kansas City loses, we don't fall too behind. But if we get that victory over Miami, we're 1 game away from taking over first place. So I am rooting really for my pride of the Raiders. But I think regardless, whoever has the ball at the end will win. In other words, whoever has the ball to drive down the score. Yeah. I think they would win. Whether it's Philly with the driving down, getting to the 1 yard, getting the brotherly shove or the tush push, as they call it, or Kansas City coming back, getting a quick drive and a quick strike to the end zone by Patrick Mahomes. Either way, it'll be a great game. I think this will be the game of the week, with a few other ones lingering in there, like the Steelers-Browns, and there was another game I was looking at. I think that was pretty much it. Yeah, no, Steelers-Browns would be the next one. Bucks and 49ers have a possibility of being really good. But, yeah, so you said you had Kansas City on this one?
No, I have Eagles on this one.
Let's go Philly. Other than that, those were our picks. Let us know in the comments what yours are and why. If you agree with us at all, or if you think we're full of it, let us know as well. Let's move on into pro wrestling, as there's quite a bit of news as well. First, SmackDown added a number 1 contender match for tonight. It should be going on now. I'm trying to balance here between talking and finding more information on that.
It's going to be a tag team match, yes, or tag title match. Who is it that's wrestling?
So it is the Brawling Brutes, the Street Profits, and Pretty Deadly.
Okay.
All teams. The Brawling Brutes, you actually saw they were with Sheamus in that WrestleMania match. They came out with him. So it's them.
It's not the Vikings.
No. It's not the Viking Raiders. The Street Profits are the guys that joined Bobby Lashley and their crew.
Yeah.
And then the Pretty Deadly is very, what is that word for a man that takes care of himself way too much? Metrosexual?
You're speaking too many fancy words for me to understand. Right. I've just heard that as narcissistic, or not necessarily narcissistic. There's a word for it. I don't know what it is. My brain's numb.
So they consider themselves very pretty, and they dress also very flamboyant. Mm-hmm. That Pretty Deadly. That's what they are. This could go either way. I'm very interested to see this. I'm personally hoping for the Brawling Brutes, just because their physicality. I love it. And I'm a fan of Pete Dunne as well. But this could go either way. I don't know if they've been pushing any of these teams more than the other. Then also Damage Control is scheduled to appear. I saw a little snippet here as I'm searching through the news. They came out to talk to Charlotte Flair as she's running her mouth. Oh, snap. There's going to be a war games between them and whoever the Flair team is.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting.
So they're talking some smack.
Yes, they are. Survivor Series. Survivor Series, speaking of that, I do want to do a live stream on that.
Yeah, Survivor Series seems very fun. You said it's next year?
No, it's here in a few weeks. I need to get that straight. We'll continue talking, and maybe by the end of the episode, I'll have the... Oh, hello.
Don't worry, I was looking too.
Yeah. Maybe we have more information on that, but we do want to live stream. I was planning on doing a live stream on a Full Gear that's coming out tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit more on that. If I could find a place to watch it, I will probably be doing it right after work. But other than that, also, LA Knight has a match with Jimmy Uso tonight on SmackDown. I think it's because Jimmy Uso got involved in the match with Roman Reigns and LA Knight for the title. So this is his payback here. LA Knight has to win.
LA Knight has to win. If Jimmy wins, I think it would be pointless.
Agreed. Jimmy, they don't need him to win. The other thing I see is maybe going into a no contest, as Solo is also and Roman Reigns are set to return tonight on SmackDown as well. That's the only reason I would see them going to a no contest or disqualification as they attack and beat the crap out of LA Knight. That's the only other things I see going on with that. Also, other news.
Oh, you hated this.
I'm not a big fan of this, and later on I will bring it up again. Why?
Ronda Rousey backstage AEW Collision.
That is tonight or last night. Tonight. Saturday, Friday night. Saturday, tomorrow. Fuck. I don't know.
Get your words straight, man.
I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. But regardless, her name popping up really screwed me up, man.
She said she was done.
Yes.
Done with WWE.
She said wrestling.
And
this is why pro wrestlers say never.
Mm-hmm.
Because who knows? I'm not a big fan of this move. Just because it keeps pushing to the fact that AEW is signing all old WWE superstars or previous WWE superstars. There's other superstars that were in WWE that I would rather see 1,000 times before I see her. It's just her last stint with the company really left a sour taste in everybody's mouth.
It was a UFC match, essentially, in WWE, and it was terribly done. They should have just let them fight. WWE style.
Yeah. I did not.
UFC style.
Yeah. Not a big fan. Did not care. Maybe the only silver lining to this legacy, because you always got to look at the silver lining, is maybe this will bring the love for wrestling again and make her spark it up again, and maybe some good stuff comes out of this. That's the only thing I see positive on that. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people have had their not really hopes, but their love for pro wrestling pushed away from WWE because it's a grind. WWE is a freaking grind, so I do understand that.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, so maybe this will bring that back, but till I see otherwise, I really don't care for that. And then speaking of Full Gear, like I mentioned before, the card is out. It's been out for a bit, and it's happening tomorrow, November 18th. I will try to get a stream going, only if I can find a place to watch it constantly. We will see if I can figure that out. But the card so far is a pre-show, or they call it 0 Hour ROH Tag Title, MJF and Mystery Partner, which I think should be Adam Cole, versus the Guns that I mentioned to you a little bit about them.
All right.
Yeah, they won a number one contenders for that. AEW World Tag Team Champions number one contenders match. The Young Bucks versus the Golden Jets, which is Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. They call the Golden Jets because they're both from Winnipeg, and Winnipeg had a hockey team called the Jets. This is why. So that's just a little bit the sports guy and the wrestling guy coming together in me. I love it. So that's also a number one contender match for that the tag titles. Then there's a TBS Championship match 3-way with Chris Stanton, the champion, versus Julian Hart and Sky Blue. I think this is an interesting match. Julian Hart is coming up. Sky Blue is beloved by fans. One is she is hot. She has a very nice body. She is very beautiful. I don't know what they're going to do with this. We'll see. Texas Death Match. This is going to be great. Hangman Adam Page, I also mentioned you before we started recording, versus Swerve Strickland. This is the promo that I told you he was going at him pretty hard. Great promo from Adam Page this week. Sorry, my phone is being weird. AEW World Tag Team Champions. This is for the actual titles, a 4-way with Ricky Starks and Big Bill, our champions, versus FTR versus the Kings of the Black Throne. Pretty much Malik Black and Brody King. They're great. And versus La Facción Ingobernable, which is Rush and Dralistico. Dralistico is an amazing, amazing wrestler from Mexico. Hopefully they highlight them there. I don't think they'll win, but it'll be good to see them shine in this match. Then they'll have the International Championship, Orange Cassidy, great guy, versus Jon Moxley. Obviously, Jon Moxley, formerly known as Ambrose from WWE, great wrestler. He's all over the world right now. AEW Women's World Champion, Shida versus Toni Storm. I don't know why they took the champion out of Toni Storm. Shida shouldn't have won it, but I think Toni Storm will win this one. This is just my personal takes as we go. Sorry, my throat went dry a little bit. Sting, Darby Allin, and Adam Copeland, a.k.a. Edge.
Oh, yeah.
Versus Christian Cage, the one that said, you remember the promo where he hugged him and he said, go fuck yourself?
Yeah.
Great. Christian Cage versus Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne. I think this match needs to be Edge or Adam Copeland and Christian Cage mostly in the match. But I have a feeling they're going to flip that just so later on they'll have a fresh match together. Maybe not. And then finally, the main event is the World Heavyweight Champion, AEW World Champion, MJF versus Jay White, who technically Jay White has a physical title as he stole it off of MJ when he jumped the shit out of him. This is interesting. I think there'll be interference by the man with the devil mask. We will see. Remember,
we will see who the man in the devil mask is.
I'm thinking this is where it's at. Like I said, I will try to stream it tomorrow. Maybe part of it only if I could find a good stream. I will talk to you later about it.
Yeah.
There's a situation with me right now. So now let's move on to what we've been talking about that we're going to do for weeks. Going forward, Friday nights, we do our NFL picks for the weekend, which we did. And we'll also do a top 6 wrestlers of the week and bottom
wrestlers.
Segments, wrestlers, bottom shit in pro wrestling.
Things that don't make no sense to nobody.
Yeah, there's not... it's not good. At least in our opinion, which is our opinion. Let's start off the bottom just because I want to end in a good mark. Okay. There's still a few more news that got to come out, but let's go with this. Oh, no, let's do the other news. I forgot about that. Before we get into it, there's 2 more pieces of news I kind of wrote at the bottom. John Cena to be a host of a talk show called What Drives You?
Okay.
That's going to be specifically on Roku. This is interesting. Did not ever see him being the head of the talk show, but
it seems like Cena's slowing down.
Yes, yeah, definitely. He's going to more Hollywood. His wrestling career is about over.
The most power and energy we saw out of him since he's been back was WrestleMania 39.
Yeah, agreed.
Since then, he hasn't been there for it.
Pretty much, yeah. I think his career in the ring is almost over. He has maybe a couple more matches and they'll be done. And then WWE announced a deal or possible deal with Big 12 Conference for college. This is NCAA, college sports.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw the NFL's deal with WWE where they did championship belts with the colors and the emblem from the NFL teams. I think they're going to do the same as what I was reading.
All right. The most I know is Pac-12.
The Utes.
Yeah. Let's go, Utah.
Yeah. This will be interesting. I hope they make them different, personally, because the NFL ones, they were all the same. All they switched is the color and the kind of the design a little bit in the middle. I get it. They're trying to keep it simple, but get people excited for those. I think this is one they need to change because there's many possibilities there, but I think they're going to keep it very simple, just like the NFL ones. And now let's get into it. Our bottom segments here. Let's start off with one we already mentioned.
We have Ronda Rousey backstage again.
Yeah, I'm bringing that up again because I do not want to hear this anymore.
So why'd we say it twice?
Because it pissed me off that much. It was that bad. I mean, that's the only reason I'm bringing it up again. I think this is a bad idea.
She said she was done. Let her be done. She didn't ever bring a lot to the table. Mm-hmm. And majority of the time, people didn't hate her WWE character. People hated her.
Yeah. Maybe this is just her backstage, just visiting, saying hi. Most of the time, it's not. But with that also comes another bad. There's a lot of CM Punk news and rumors out there. I just added this one as we were talking about.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. There's more rumors of him coming to Impact, to WWE, maybe even getting signed back to AEW. I think the last time we talked about him, I said enough. He's a cancer. Get him the hell off. That's all I'm saying.
No more CM Punk.
Yeah.
CM Punk has showed that he doesn't deserve to be anywhere near wrestling.
I mean, it's not that he doesn't deserve, because in the ring, in the mic, he is fucking amazing. He is probably one of the best to ever do it. But backstage, he's a bit of a cancer. And I'm not saying that nothing was done wrong to him. Mm-hmm. It's just the way he comes back out of it. Everything has to lead to confrontation, bad vibes, bad mouthing off. It's just, I get it. Trust me, I get it. I'm kind of like that. But that's also why I'm not really wrestling anymore. I do not like that side of the business.
Yeah.
And then the last one is the street fight, the Dragon Street Fight or whatever it was from AEW Dynamite this week. The part where the Bushi riding the bicycle.
It made no sense.
It's not just that it didn't make no sense. The crowd was asking for it. So when the crowd asks, I get it. You give it to them. Or try to. Mm-hmm. Or hint at it. It's just, it was slow. It was a little bit clunky. And he had a pipe with him and he was not swinging all the way through. This reminded me of the matches they had in DDT. Okay. In the Japan promotion that we'll talk a little bit more here about Chris Jericho specifically later on. For me anyways. They do very funky and funny and weird matches in DDT. So that's what this reminded me of.
Okay.
But it ended up with the great clothesline from Brian Cage taking him off the bicycle. It was a great clothesline. And later on, it led for him getting slammed on the bicycle.
Yeah.
It looked painful. Very painful.
I've ate shit on a bike.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Yeah. But just that part of him driving down with the bicycle and hitting people with it was awkward, like you said, and didn't make 100% sense. So that's the only reason why it's in the bottom. But the match overall with that, besides that, was great. 2 thumbs up on that one. Let's now move on unless you have something else to add on the bottom.
No, I don't got nothing else.
Okay. So now we're going up to our top 6 wrestlers of the week. Let's start with you. You're 6, 5, and 4.
For my 6, 5, and 4, it's a
tough one this week.
It's a tough one. So I'm gonna go with my number 6, The Big Show. Him coming back out was very nice to just show up and be there. As you said, it's been years since we've seen Big Show. So him coming out, very nice. Yeah. and you gave this guy an honorable mention. I'll say it because it's pretty freaking funny. John Cruz.
Yeah.
He was in a match with Samoa Joe. And Joe's just sitting there hunkering down. Gets up as John is flying through the air. Looks at him in the air.
Samoa Joe moves like he does with a lot of people. Cruz just like, what the hell? And eats it. That was so funny. The announcers, as we saw it too, crack up. That was hilarious. Since you're putting him in there as your number 5, I'm just putting this in there now. He's one of my honorable mentions. That spot alone had me laughing and dying. A few of my wrestling friends on Facebook and Instagram was also saying that was hilarious.
It was funny, man.
It was hilarious.
There's not a lot of times that they can sit there and just throw in something so casual like that, but make it work.
Yes, it was great. I think this will somehow put John Cruz on people's eyes and maybe get him somewhere. That was funny. All right, so that's your number 5. Who's your number 4?
My number 4 is going to be Chris Jericho.
Ooh, nice.
He's just him, Kenny Omega, running around. It's pretty fancy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more tension build between Chris and Kenny.
Okay. All right, we'll see on that. So that's your 6, 5, and 4.
Yeah.
For me, my 6, the same as yours. Paul White for the same exact reasons. It was nice to see him out there after a few years, or a year and somewhat. I don't remember exactly. Like I said, he wasn't a big part of the match, but he was involved. It was nice to see him out there. Big props to him. Number 6. And number 5, I'm kind of moving mine around as we go because it's
difficult.
This week is very difficult. I am putting the combination of Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho at number 5.
Okay.
This is a new venture that they're doing as a tag team because they've been hating each other for almost since AEW started. So this is very good. I think that also led for Chris Jericho debuting on the Japan promotion DDT that I mentioned a second ago in a pretty good match that he had there. I can't remember his opponent's name. But yeah, in that promotion, they have a lot of goofy matches. They have a lot of interesting matches too. I think he will thrive there. He will love it there with his imagination, his creativity. He's going to thrive there as well. So the combination of them two at number 5. At number 4, this one's a hard one. I'm debating and searching my 3 and my 4. Nope, I'm going to keep it. Drew McIntyre turning heel.
Okay.
I have him at number 4 just because it was kind of hinted at. It was not like a big surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good to see him going in another direction. As we saw on Monday Night Raw, he attacked, is it Jay? Yeah, he attacked Jay as he hadn't forgave him for the bloodline situations.
Yeah.
And then goes up to the top of the ramp and handshakes with Mommy. Aligning himself with Judgment Day. This is great to see. It looks like he may not be done with the company yet, like we talked about a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
His contract situation. So this looks good. This looks interesting. I have him at number 4 for now. Maybe he'll go up as the weeks go by. Who are your top 3?
I got for my top 3. I got Damage. I got Ibushi signing AEW. It's going to be a great move for him, man.
Yes.
Being able to get out of, not necessarily get out of New Japan Pro Wrestling, but it's getting him into a different position. Mm-hmm. And I love when people are able to move around. Mm-hmm. AEW will be a good move for him. He's got the skill set for it, as as anybody does. He's gonna throw in a lot more technicality into some of the matches, and we're gonna get some nice freaking matches out of AEW from Ibushi coming over.
Yes, I agree. Who's your number 2?
Number 2, I got Damage Control.
Ooh.
There's a lot happening in Damage Control right now.
There is.
And I am there for it. I'm there for everything that they have going on. We've talked about what is happening in Damage Control specifically.
And what possibly can happen with them. We've talked a lot as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And who is your number 1?
Number 1, I got Drew Mac.
Okay. That heel turn got you, huh?
Yeah, the heel turn got me. And we got talking about how it might go with Drew.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to see what he does. Drew McIntyre is a great fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Drew McIntyre has in store and what it's going to do to the stories
going forward.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that dissolving of a lot of different things.
Well, we've talked about it, and there's inching here and there for that dissolving to happen. I like your list, man. I like your list a lot. For me, my number 3, like yours, is Ibushi signing with AEW. Yes, there was a little goofy part with the match.
Yeah.
But besides that, he had a great showing there. And this is pushing potentially the Golden Lovers back together with him and Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen their story. His matches are incredible. Sorry, a little stutter there.
Ooh, we're going to get a 3-way with Chris Jericho,
Kenny Omega, and Ibushi.
Yeah.
Ooh. I would much rather see Kenny Omega, a fatal 4-way. Kenny Omega, Ibushi, Will Ospreay, and Jay White.
Oh, yeah.
That would be incredible. The mesh of styles will be crazy. Yeah, so that's my 3. I can't wait to see what else he does. I've been waiting for this for years. And my number 2, I have Will Ospreay. That man is a workhorse. He's been in England this week with Impact. He's in AEW. He's still showing up in New Japan here and there. And other indie promotions. He is all over the place. He is a workhorse, and every match of his is really good to great.
Mm-hmm.
So he's always bringing his A game, so I cannot put him any lower than 2. But unfortunately, this week, I cannot put him 1. Mm-hmm. For the one reason of, we talked about it, there's so much going on with Damage Control.
Oh, yeah.
With Kairi Sane coming back and immediately joining. Io Shirai there. Mommy Asuka, your mommy.
Oh, yeah.
Asuka joining.
Asian Persuasion, baby.
Right now on SmackDown, they came out to Charlotte Flair. They're apparently going to have a match in Survivor Series War Games match. It is so much happening with them. I think there's so much. We talked about it last week, too, on Monday, about the potential of storylines, break-offs, and dissolving from that we talked about. So I have to put him in number 1 with just how much shit is going on with them. I don't know if you guys agree. Let us know in the comments. If you agree with him, you agree with me. Tell us your list. Tell us what you didn't like about this week in wrestling, and what you loved. Okay, we all love wrestling. We all love this. But other than that, you have anything else?
No, that's all from me.
Cool. Remember if you're in the Salt Lake area, find them in, what was the location again?
Salt Lake City Buddhist Temple.
Okay. He'll be there tomorrow and Sunday, right?
Yep.
All right. He'll be selling candy. Say what's up. Say you found us on the stream. But other than that, I've been Lobo.
I've been Jax.
And this was Joker's Wild Side Corner. See ya.